the crypto market has officially gone crazy. Anyone standing up as a bull will be shot down by the general public. Why? Because it does feel like the sky is falling down. Now, you may not agree with me, but I would really like to actually show you something here. Look at the entire market capitalization of the crypto. Now I'm excluding Bitcoin here, and ask this question to yourself. Do you feel like this is the top of the cycle and you're going down? Now this is your money. It's important for you. So you answer this question to yourself before you decide anything. So here you are looking at the maximum potential of the market and the outlook for the macro view. Now if you actually take this back, if you're actually going all the way back, you can actually see this. But just before you actually went up, there was a point where you actually dropped. So when you're looking at this entirely, you kind of have one top here, another one close to that, then you're correcting back down. Okay, agreed. Now if you go in history, back in the same duration of 2017, that bull run, you are able to see this one. You had one, you went up, you went down. Now if you take that time slowly to the upside, meaning increasing the time, you are able to see how we bottomed. Where we bottomed. You can literally observe that, right? We had this phase where we were completely saying, no, we are going to the downside. The bull market is over. But what happened after that is this bounce, right? So when you are moving higher in time, you can see what happened. So yes, only when it is completed, you are completely watching this and saying, okay, that's history and we learn from it. Great. Now, is this the time where you become completely bearish? It's up to you. But understand, we are here and the potential of the market is like this. So right now, yes, the sky is falling down. Everyone is in panic. The market itself is showing you a lot of crazy stuff. Now, why do we have this issue? You are looking at the regulatory side of it. Regulations are kind of coming out and, people, different organizations, the authorities are like, okay, I'm going to regulate this. So it may end bad over regulating this space. And at the same time, we also got this one, which, was like a stone, right? It just hit the market. Russia proposes ban on use of mining of cryptocurrencies. Now, the general market does not actually understand Ether and BTC is going to be the most impacted assets by this, right? Not XLM, XRP, other coins. But the market is so immature, it will actually drop. Then you come to get this news, which is actually the SEC rejecting. So in this one, it's clearly highlighting you that SEC is rejecting another spot Bitcoin ETF. Sorry, it's actually loading late. But understand, as the price is dropping, you get to also see this. People are buying the dip. And it's not only small amounts, it's like $15 million worth of dip buying. So as you move further, you are able to see like, okay, the narrative is changing. Why are the governments moving in that direction? Because they are completely going digital. Whether it's control of the public, whatever you think, it is happening in front of our eyes. So they are moving. Big guys are moving more into the space. Walmart is looking to get even more involved in crypto. All of this is actually coming when you're dropping. And especially this one, I would like to give a large shout out to Saber. As he was highlighting this, it was really important. If you remember, we went through this document once before, right? Now that was some time back. But if you are looking at this, currently the industry giants such as Santander, SCB, as well as tech giants such as Google are already part of the Ripple platform. Also, as investors, not only investing, but also inside the platform. Now, if you want the source, you can actually go into this one. This is the place where it is actually dealing with that Swift, IBM, Ripple taking on Swift and all. It's the report from KPMG. Ripple is going through the treasury. Now, the sentence has been formed in such a way, I agree, but while you come down and read through what this one has, the payment industry is going to thrive and you are going to watch that. But right now, it's that risk off. Say you are looking at a lot of different currencies across the board and all of them are dropping. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. So now we are looking at the crypto fear and greed index. Now you can look at this again on a shorter time span, like last 1 year, 3 months, whatever you wish. But to get that clarity, you can look at the maximum. And this is the big picture, right? We came down here to that point where we felt like now nothing is going to happen, right? Great. So the index was at 10 and we went all the way up to like 24. Then we dropped. Right now we are standing somewhere close to 19. So understand this. Last time when we were dropping till this point, I gave you a view, right? What I was thinking at that point. Because in history, you come down till this point and you go back up, you reverse. So right now, yes, you are higher than that level, but the market does not actually conceive that properly, because digesting it properly when the price is dropping is hard. You know, the emotional balance you need to actually understand that is so much important, because right now you look at the market and you're like, okay, fine, there is nothing positive. So if you are looking at the end of the tunnel to find that light, this is that light. One which I'm actually looking so closely and following it. Why? Because when you get this head and shoulder pattern and it's invalidated, usually technically we take this as measured move from the bottom of that part, which is the neckline, to the top of that head and plot it after this one. This is your target. Now we went halfway through, we did not actually reach the target level, we came back down. So if you look at the history, as I've shared with my members, if you're looking at all those head and shoulders invalidations, you kind of say we come back down to this range, which is the head of these shoulders, right? You come back to that area, you fluctuate there and then slowly go back up. So that is one of the possibility. Again, I can be completely wrong, but if you study technical analysis and you come across a lot of head and shoulder invalidation across the board, not only here in stock market and others, you kind of see that. But when you come back here, you also have to understand this. Right now, the risk of nature is getting into that area where people are like, okay, now is the time to get completely off from the markets. Agreed, stock market is looking like a bubble. If you actually zoom out now, weekly is not enough as zooming out for the stock market, because you really have to zoom out like this to see what went in there. Now, if you just look at this, you can see what happened here in 2008, 2009, which was called as the global financial crisis, is this one. And you are here right now. So the potential to drop is all the way down till here. Now we can call that as a crazy call, but you know, if you are looking at the top to that level, it's just 30%. And financial markets dropping 30% is not that bad, because we have seen worse. 57% drop was there before. So if you put that into perspective, 57% drop, you come all the way back down to this level of support resistance. That is the actual bloodbath. Now you can actually look at different assets in that class. Say you can actually look at Apple, where this is one of the biggest company in the world, right? So you are looking at this. Now the reason I'm giving this is the narrative is actually different here. You go, you observe, and you are able to find this. Say for example, you're looking at this and you watch it like this. Say if you're coming back into that territory, which I think we are already coming back, because this is the top here. You went above, you were retesting above it, but the current bloodbath is actually pushing back into this one. So if we are continuing, you're going to come all the way back down here, right? So that itself is a fake out here, and the pattern here is bearish, as I've been highlighting previously, right? So now this is in the stock market. Now what really happens with the crypto market when that is going on the other side is that, understand this, for us we would be heavy in crypto and a little bit in stock market, or none in stock market, but the institution, the big guys, they would be like 70-80% in stock market, 10-20% which is left in gold, silver, like that, and the bare 3 to 5% in crypto. So when there are margin calls coming in, they want to buy lower. What they do, crypto is already in profit because they have bought these way back, right? They are like 5-10x even after the drop. So they'll take the money from here, they'll sell it in the market, take the dollars, move out and buy those, or increase their margin, or buy at a lower price on that side. So that is what we are observing right now. So if you are an altcoin investor like me, I think the majority of the viewers here are, learn from this. We have had this accumulation range. Here, this is in this cycle, this was in the last cycle. From there, you move higher, great, good, great days. But then you consolidate, right? You test the all-time highs. Bad days for those who think like the market is not doing anything. Then, surprise, you just go higher. Then again, consolidates and then go higher. So if you look at this, chances are really higher that you are having this particular drop into the moving averages before you take off for your wave 2. Now, one of the best reasons to cheer up is that the dip is always where big guys come and buy. It's not about the normal people, right? Here, if you can observe, now this guy can completely be wrong or turn on that side of the history where it's like, one of the small nations in the world took that decision and it's only because of the leader there, right? So they are buying the dip, and even if as we just talked, if this is actually going back to that 90,000 range, that means, they are kind of 2.53x their money for whatever they bought now. Now, if you come into the XRP part of this, you're like, okay, fine, what the market is doing like this, what can I understand from this for my XRP holdings? This is a little bit now difficult. We got rejected here, we were coming back down, we were anticipating a double bottom here, but we got rejected. We broke down and we reached this level of support. Now the big support here is that previous hit range, and if you remember, I've been talking about this for some time and I've been highlighting like this was the short-term trend. We broke down. 0.7 is a mark which I was looking as a strong support, after which this range of 0.6 to 0.66 and then the bottom of 0.5. But here I've been highlighting this last time too, right? We got the double bottom here. So the chances are so low that you visit this area before the bounce. Now this is crypto market. Anything can happen. I can be wrong. But if you look at this particular range in general, you can observe one stuff. This is the short-term view where we are looking only at this duration, right? And then you're observing that this particular area has been massive buy and sell area in the history. So now you take all of this out, and if you are here for a long time and you have been here for at least 2 to 3 years, you are looking at the market like this. You are looking at the market like, okay, are we going down? Are we going up? If we are going up and the RSI, MACD, indicators are kind of bottoming, what should you be doing? Now, if you have dry powder, you can buy. If you don't, it's the game of patience. Now, I understand it's hard, but if you remember, we've been talking about this too. The level of huge support for Ether was always back down 1,800, but the anticipation was more or less like till this point of 2,400, 2,500. Now at that time it felt really crazy saying Ether can come back to like 2,600 when we were somewhere around 4,000, but now we are coming back down there. Yeah, I was thinking like 2,700 range more, and a little bit probability that it may drop to 2,400. Now we are getting close to that. But the RSI, if you look in the historical chart here, we have visited this place back in the bear market. After which, in the consolidation and the March capitulation, we have visited this region. Fine. So right now we are at that territory. So if you're observing the indicators well enough, you're like, okay, fine, on a 3-day chart, we may be so close to the bottom. If you are moving out of the market, that may be one of the worst decisions in your life you're taking. Now, that's completely up to you because it's your money. But I'm trying to give you that perspective of buying low and selling high, not moving out when we are at a support. Now, on a weekly, you are breaking through the moving average. You're breaking through this level of support. So the next one would be here. You can move it here and then close it with this wick. So yes, you do have that space to come back down. Yes, the RSI do have some space to move to the downside. So now on the bright side of this, you're looking at this as a correction. If you are, now the problem is, if you're zoomed in, you're observing the market like this, you got a big volume in selling, the market is going down, unless you are slowly zooming out and looking what the market is doing. As we highlighted here, we are right now here. Remember that we are not in a trending market to the downside. We are in a consolidating market. So the consolidating market usually in this asset class happens like this. You get 1, 2 second touch, and then you consolidate there without taking down the previous low. That is really important. If you have this low, you need to be the low of that run. So that's why in XRP I say, like, we look at this one, the 0.5 range has been the low, so we need to actually hold above that. So if we are holding at 0.6, 0.63 and bouncing back, that's actually a good thing. But again, this is crypto market. We don't know what's going to come with SEC and all the other dramas happening around us. You need to observe the market closely. But understand, we are not completely into that dark. It's not the lights out moment here. If you think that is, it's completely up to you. It's your final choice. It's your decision. But understand, we do have this probability. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That's going to support this channel a lot. And if you want further updates for your portfolio in this bear market and what's happening in the market right now, you can definitely look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description, where we talk about the market regularly. So I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.